Mr. Cheek, if you would.
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and the Star Ledger on January the 11th, 2021. Mr. Cheek?
Here.
Mr. Gishard?
Present.
Mrs. Link?
Here.
Mr. Vitale?
Here.
Mayor Kane?
Here. All right, now I'd ask if you'd join me in a moment of private reflection. All right, we're going to move on to guest presentations. I got to admit, you guys don't look so intimidating without helmets on. I got to admit, all right? I'm just saying. We have a proclamation for the Mojo hockey team. Deputy Mayor, you want to come down and we'll read that up? Gentlemen, if you want to come up.
Here they come.
How old are you guys? What's the age group? The four. Well, they don't play.
The proclamation for you guys, whereas the Mays Landing Mojo ball hockey team is comprised of residents of Township and surrounding communities who compete in the New Jersey division of the National Ball Hockey League. Whereas the Mojo finished the 2021 season with a record of 6 wins and 4 losses, qualifying them for their Tier 2 playoffs in an 18 playoff bracket. They successfully swept the series 6-0, capped the Tier 2 New Jersey Championship, and whereas on September 19, 2021, the Mays Landing Mojo competed in the national tournament for the Milet Cup in Marlton, New Jersey, winning 5-1 in the lead up to the championship game against the California Division team, then winning the finals 2-0 to secure the NBHL Tier 2 National Championship. Now, therefore, we, the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic City, New Jersey, on this day, November 15, 2021, do hereby recognize Mays Landing Mojo Ball Hockey Team in honor of their remarkable accomplishment. This achievement is not only a credit to their hard work and dedication, but is a credit to the support they have received from their families, friends, coaches, and teammates. We congratulate the Mays Landing Mojo for their incredible success in the 2021 season and wish them the best of luck for many years to come. I have a list of the names of the team here. See if I can get this right. Blake Byron, Jeff Folk, Connor Callahan, Ryan Radsdell, Owen Hogan, Ricky Hess, Bryce Hollenbach, Kevin Hollenbach, Matthew Hubbard, Mike Liberty, Joey Lynch, Sean Lynch, Joe Legasu, Jason McGowan, Todd Sacco, Joel Thompson, Tyler Thompson, Danny Trevine, and Coach Joe Thompson. Well, I have them doing pretty well. Congratulations to everybody. You guys started out here in the hard lane. Good job.
Joe, do you want to say anything? Joe? You want to say anything?
No, I just want to say, I want to reflect on what Carl said. We did get a lot of support in the township and surrounding areas. We have some USP residents on this team also. We couldn't be happy enough with the support we got. Parents, community, everything. For what they did was a major accomplishment. I was doing this for 23 years, coaching hockey most of them been playing since they were, what, 6, 7 years old. This was something, I tell you. We had our goals set high, but I think they even surprised themselves. So it goes to show you what you guys can do with the money. I thank you guys for, honoring these guys. They deserve it.
Good job. Great job.
Right, Mojo?
Are they going to the hockey, play hockey now?
See you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hi, Mar.
Congratulations.
All right. Next, we'll move on to addition and deletion of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. First, we have executive session, Township Administrator position personnel, and deletions. 3A, the CLG Grand Historical Survey Phase 3.
So moved.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Ayes have it. All right. Do we have anyone signed up for early public comment? We do not. So next we'll move on to, let's go ahead, Peter, and jump right into B, Farmland Preservation Request, Pleasant Valley Farms.
The township received a request from the owner of Pleasant Valley Farms, which is located on Harding Highway up by Festival of Hamilton, for consideration of his property being farmland preservation. It's currently zoned in a regional growth zone, which is a growth area intensive. It has highway frontage. For him to proceed further with the county ag board, he would need to have consent of the township. I sent you a memo. My opinion is that since it's commercial real estate on a state highway, that's really not the most desirable place to do long-term farmland preservation.
Committee, discussion, questions?
Yeah, I understand once it is received that designation, that there's no flexibility in changing it.
Zero.
So that's not a good thing, especially since it's in the growth area that Pinelands has allowed for Hamilton Township.
Ms. Link, I agree with your comments. I think that this is a tough one. I mean, I think it's their property, and obviously we should be able to do what we want with our property, but it is a very integral piece into what could be future commercial growth in Hamilton Township. So I agree with your comments. Any other comments?
I agree with your comments also.
I agree as well. It's 132 acres along Route 40. I would just request, if that's the consensus of the committee, that a motion be made authorizing the mayor to give the owner of the farm a letter indicating that the township could not support their request for farmland preservation at this time.
So moved.
I have
Second.
a motion.
I'll second.
I have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion?
What would be their next step if they wanted to continue?
They would have to, the county ag board generally does not consider these applications favorably if the municipality doesn't endorse it, especially when the property is not currently in a farmland designated area. So they would have to submit a more formal petition to the governing body to request the property be officially changed zoning. And if that request comes in, you have to send that to the planning board, since the planning board is one that has jurisdiction over land use issues, over master plan, changing zoning designations like that.
So there is a,
I have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on the motion? Rita, can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
yes,
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor King.
Yes.
All yes and carry.
Motion passes. Next, we'll move on to 4A, which is the adoption of ordinances. There will be a public hearing. The first ordinance is 1972-2021. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 203 of the Township Code entitled Land Use Development. And this is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak on this matter? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
I have a motion. Could I get a
Second.
second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, at this point, I'll entertain a motion. Peter, you want to give us a little background? There's a couple adjustments that were made
Okay.
to this
This-
on
This
request.
is an ordinance which the planning board's been working on for a couple of years. At the time of introduction, Deputy Mayor Vitale raised a question concerning the neon signs contradiction on page 9 and 11. We have made a minor revision to clarify that. So on page 9, under unlawful signs, it says that no new neon signs shall be permitted after December 1, 2021. And then on page 11, it says any existing sign that's in existence as of November 30th can remain in existence. The second one seemed to contradict the first one. And one was saying that you can't have it, and the second one was saying you could. So in consultation with the township planner, this is proposed language. So if it's acceptable, you would have to make a motion to accept the amendments and then make a motion to adopt the ordinance as amended.
All right, based on the administrator's comments, I would accept the motion to accept the amendment, please.
so moved,
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Now, moving on to a motion on ordinance number 1972-2021.
Motion.
I have a motion.
second,
I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
yes,
Mr. Vitale,
Yes.
Mayor King.
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
All right, we'll move on to B. This is an ordinance 1973-2021, amending Chapter 203 of the Township Code entitled Land Use Development, Landscape and Lighting Plan. This too is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak on this matter? Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion.
so moved,
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, committee, 1973-2021. What is your pleasure, please?
I'll move the,
Go ahead, Brad.
move the ordinance.
I have a motion.
second,
I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please? Is there any discussion on the motion? Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek,
Yes.
Mr. Gishard,
Yes.
Mrs. Link,
yes,
Mr. Vitale.
Yes.
Mayor King.
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
All right, next we'll move on to C, ordinance 1974-2021, an ordinance amending Chapter 170 of the Township Code to provide for the assessment of fire prevention registration fees for agricultural structures in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak on this matter? Hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
So,
A
second.
motion, I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 aye,
Opposed? The ayes have it. Next, I will entertain discussion and or a motion on 1974-2021.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Next, we'll move on to 5A. This public hearing will be held on December 6th, 2021. Ordinance 1975-2021. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 94 of the Township Code entitled Veterans Advisory Board, Section 94-2, entitled Meeting and Members. Mr. Shard, do you have anything you want to add on this one?
No, we did talk about this before, and the reason it's here is because of the difficulty in getting a quorum with the number of members we have now. So this will help solve that problem. It will give us two standby people that can vote if there is not a quorum of regular members there.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, I will entertain a motion for introduction.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Public hearing will be on December 6, 2021. Next, we'll move on to 6, awards, bids, contracts, change orders.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I'm
Yes.
standing in for Mr. Sandman this evening. My firm and I have a conflict on this matter, so I'm going to recuse myself from any discussion and conversation on 6A.
Okay.
I'm just going to step out into the gallery for a moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let it be noted that the solicitor has stepped away from participating in this. Again, this is a resolution awarding contract for 3rd Street 2021 Municipal Aid Program, bid 2021-07 to L. Farazi Concrete Company for an amount not to exceed $621,533.38.
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion. I have a second. Rita, could I get a roll call?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Let's
Mayor
get it
King.
done. Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, next we'll move on to the consent agenda. I have items A through M.
I'll move A through, is it M? M.
I have a motion to move A through M.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. I'm happy to see that Nana's Good Pudding is coming to the Hamilton Mall. Never have enough places to get good pudding.
Do we
Right.
get any compliments, right?
So next we'll move on to personnel. First, we have A, resolution to hire Michael Taylor as a truck driver laborer 2 at $37,379.86 annually, effective 11/22/21, contingent upon successful completion of background check and employment physical drug screening.
Motion.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Congratulations, Michael. Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right, next we'll move on to B. I would request that the motion would include removing Mr. Gaudo's name from it. Resolution appointing Sarah Duffy, Human Resources Director, Township Admin. Peter, can we just say a Township Administrator / leave it blank? Okay. Do you want to leave Sarah on there though? Okay. So the resolution would read, resolution appointing Sarah Duffy, Human Resources Director, as contact person for the ACMJIF EPL hotline.
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion. I
Second.
have a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Bishara?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
And C, resolution appointing Christopher Atkinson as a full-time police officer for the police department at a salary of $49,443.42.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second. Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Gishard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
All right. Next, we have regular meeting minutes, October 18th, 2021.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We do not have any executive session meetings. C, minutes, release of closed session minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion second. Rita, could I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Bouchard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yes.
Oh, yes, and carried.
Next, I have a bill list. The bill list total is $5,448,400. $448,410.18.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have well, we're going to get the bills paid then, right? I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Bouchard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor King?
That's, yes.
Oh, yes,
All
and
right.
carried.
Mr. Administrator.
Township Committee, I just want to report last week I filed on behalf of the township to participate in the national opioid settlement. There will be additional documents that has to be filed. We got a letter from the state attorney general, and then Randy Lafferty followed up with one since he's representing Atlantic County on it. So we are registered to participate in that program.
Thank you, Peter.
I have nothing further.
Anything else? Mr. Solicitor, I will ask. I see you're back in your seat. Anything to add?
No, nothing to report at this time.
Great,
Just
thank you,
generally
sir.
Good news.
Rockstar.
Yeah.
Mr. Philippone.
Mayor Committee, I have a few items. The first is Lake Lenape Dam. My report says that we're waiting for a response letter from NJDEP, Dam Safety and Pinelands. And speaking with the county today, the dam safety approval is in the mail, is what I was told this afternoon. We just need Pinelands approval. This is for the powerhouse improvements. We have our next meeting, dam safety meeting with the county on November 22nd. And at that meeting, Matt Lenneman from WSP will be there. So we'll get a lot of good, accurate information on that date. WSP will come to a meeting in January or February, whenever we ask them to come. That's the information session that we've asked them to provide for us. New York Avenue Bridge, I have another update on that. The county has informed me late last week there were some issues with some pile driving not reaching the required depth. They went to their design engineer, additional piles were installed. This calls for a slight delay. In speaking with Doug DeMayo today, the new opening date for the New York Avenue Bridge is the very middle of December. So a little bit of a delay, but it will be before Christmas. Our 2021 road program, Harley Avenue and South Avenue were paved a week and a half ago. On Friday, we milled Grand and we paved Grand Avenue. I'm very pleased at how well all three roads are turning out. They're working on shoulder restoration. They're working on driveway aprons. The project is actually coming in slightly under budget when I look at the quantities of asphalt. So we're a little bit under that $409,000 contract amount. And I wanted to ask the committee a question on possibly considering another road to be done. At a $409,000 contract, we have a little bit of room to work with an extra road if the town wants to consider it. About 4 weeks ago, Brett Knoll and I took a look at Gravelly Run Court. If you've been to Gravelly Run Court, there's a drainage problem at the end of the road where there's some curbing that is settled. There's two residential properties where every time it rains, water is eroding their driveways and causing a lot of headaches for two residents. And the reason is some curbing has settled out there and the asphalt has actually settled 5 or 6 inches. So I say it's a cul-de-sac, but it's actually 220 linear feet of road ending at terminus at a cul-de-sac. I requested a quote from Arawak Paving, who is under contract for our road program. They've given me an estimate of $34,000 to mill, regrade, and pave Gravelly Run Court. They can do this as an extra under our road program. They're in town. We're not faced with mobilization costs. It can be done over the next couple of weeks while they finish these other 3 roads. So I just wanted to pose that as a question to committee. If they chose to have us move ahead with Gravelly Run Court, I think it would be a really good idea. We could solve some problems out there and keep things moving. I think we got a very fair price of $34,000. So I wanted to bring that to the committee's attention if they want to discuss.
Just for the committee, if there is going to be discussion on this matter, I will get up and remove myself. That happens to be at the end. It's in my neighborhood. I live on the other end of it. It would not impact me personally, but it is on my street. And I do not want to be part of the discussion. So if there's going to be discussion, I'll get up and, is there going to be discussion?
Yeah.
I would like a question.
Yeah. Goodbye.
The job that's coming under budget now, how far is that coming in under budget?
About 5%. It's a $409,000 contract.
For 20 grand?
About 20 grand.
So basically it would cost the township an additional 15 grand.
Yes. Yes.
And that will alleviate the whole problem. And it's the price is the price because they're already mobilized in the area and whatnot.
They're already here in town. Their equipment is here. They have time to do it. Before the cold weather sets in, you want to do, especially a cul-de-sac. You want to do it before it gets cold. But their price was, in my opinion, was a very, very fair price to do that work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that mobilization cost is absorbed from the other three projects they're doing. And if you've been on that road, it's settled substantially. There was a water main that was put in 5 or 6 years ago. There's some sections of curbing that would have to get replaced. If there's a time, now would be my recommendation.
And that work is going to be addressed.
All of that work is
that'll all
going
be
to be
fixed.
We've surveyed it. We've double checked our work. We've spoken to the neighbors. We've been out there. I say I've been involved a month. Brett's been telling me about this for 2 or 3 months. There's especially one residence, every single time it rains, water's just, and some of those properties are a little bit steep. So every time it rains, water's coming off the cul-de-sac down their driveway, eroding their stone, eroding their property.
Mm-hmm.
And at one time it worked, and we want to restore it back to the grades that the road initially were 40 years ago, whenever it was put in.
So with the savings of the $400,000 job, this is an additional of $15,000 to the township.
Approximately $15,000 on top of the contract. I won't know the exact numbers until.
No,
but
that's fine.
We've seen I've reviewed the quantities, and there's a savings on our $409,000 contract that maybe we could, if the committee considers it, put it towards a much needed improvement on a cul-de-sac.
Question, what do you estimate it would cost if they weren't out there now and they had to start anew?
Well, mobilization costs are usually $10,000.
Uh-huh.
So that's a ballpark savings that we would get from them moving ahead this time of year.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, is this road our road?
It is our road. It's a municipal road.
Okay. And over time, there has been settlement of this particular area.
Yes.
And you feel as though this, improvement will take care of the repeated problems that these people have with drainage, because drainage goes on and on and on.
This will solve the problem.
Okay, so I think while it's a good time to do it because it will come back again and again and again for us. So I think it would be really great.
The other thing, next year prices are going to go way up in construction. The cost of stone has skyrocketed, cost of concrete, cost of materials. Right now is the best price you will get for construction.
Very good.
Gee, I thought prices already went up.
They're going to go up more.
Yeah.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, I'll make that recommendation.
I'll second it.
Motion.
We got a motion and a second. Rita, can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, just clarification. Peter, is this a resolution? And do I need certification of funds and an account number? Yeah, this, I don't know that we have funds certified of 15,000. 34,000? Yeah. I don't have a,
I think the motion should be subject to the finance officer's certification because Mr. Philippone's estimate that he'll have $20,000 balance in the contract that's been awarded and only resulting in an additional $15,000 from the capital improvement fund to be applied towards this. But absent that certification, you really can't bind him to go forward.
so is this a motion and then we'll do a resolution at the next meeting?
You can do this as a motion, and then when the change order comes in, then the resolution will be adopted at that time.
Okay.
How long is this price good for? I mean, I don't want to pay mobilization when they're there now.
No. Over the next 3 weeks is when they want to get it done. I don't want to go past 3 weeks because when the cold weather
Yeah,
comes in,
no,
Yeah, the cold weather is
Now-
an issue.
Is there, Mr. Miller, is there any way we could authorize to go ahead and? if
Well,
the
you're
funds are there, have it
authorizing
done?
it upon the certification of the CFO, so if she can certify it this week, then he can authorize them to do it. At the next meeting, we'll do the change order for the project to identify the amount of money.
That would have it in a timely fashion.
Well, we're only doing a motion, we're doing the resolution on the 6th. If you wish to carry the matter till after Township Committee reports, the CFO said she'll go fire up the computer and be able to tell you that the funds are available.
That sounds good to me. Let's do that.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah, this way we're moving along.
All right, let's just let the record reflect that matter has concluded for the time being, pending certification, which I will remove myself one more time. We were with you.
I have three more
Rockstar.
items. Three more items. I don't mean to take up too
Take your
much
time.
I want to talk about 3rd Street. We just awarded a contract to Feriazzi Concrete. I just want to let committee know, I'm going to move as quick as I can on seeing if they can get, we have to get them on the contract. We need performance bonds, but, my thoughts are 3rd Street is from Shaner School. There's a lot of concrete work in front of Shaner, and there's some drainage at Farragut Avenue. So my goal is to get them to do that concrete work. If the weather, stays decent, the work in front of the school is when school's out December, we'll do at least get the drainage done, but I want to concentrate on Shaner School if the weather's good.
And I'm gonna step aside one more time because this, once again, invokes my conflict, so I don't want to be seated at this table during the discussion.
All right, the next item I want to talk about, we were awarded a grant for Atlantic Avenue. We submitted an NJDOT municipal aid grant, and our township was awarded $338,000 2 weeks ago. That was $338,000 was the largest of any municipality in Atlantic County. So what that will do for us, that will allow us to pave Atlantic Avenue from Summers Point Mays Landing Road to the post office. So that, I'll call that the second section. The middle section we just completed. Right now, our office is preparing a grant application, local freight grant application for that 3rd segment, and that would be from the Justice Complex, the jail, to Babcock Road. We're putting that application together. You passed a resolution tonight, so that application is due later this month, I think the 27th, but we're not going to miss that deadline. So if we're lucky, if we're fortunate, we will have all of Atlantic Avenue completed by next year. The last thing I want to talk about is Route 322. About 3 weeks ago, the mayor changed his schedule to meet the DOT out there on short notice. We met with DOT, we met with the county. This had to do with the poor condition of Cologne Avenue. We're across 322, and DOT agreed to do the additional work. So if you've been out there in the last 2.5 weeks, Cologne Avenue, where it crosses 322, it's been milled, it's been paved. They also milled and paved some of the center turn lanes going into Walmart, going into Acme. And most important at this time, they did all the line striping that the police department has had a lot of issues with. The line striping was virtually non-existent. So that was completed. But the other commitment that we received from the DOT is that when they finally do the rest of the paving out there on 322, it will not be at nighttime. I know Deputy Mayor had a real issue with last paving project they did out there. They paved at night. It was terrible. But we have a commitment from DOT that it will be done at nighttime. It won't be done. I'm sorry, I mentioned it. Last time it was done during the day, and it just caused a lot of traffic headaches for everybody. So we did get the commitment. It will be done at nighttime. So that concludes my report.
Great. Thank you, Steve. We can move on while we're waiting for Cynthia, correct? All right, we'll move on to Township Committee members. Mrs. Lee.
I am happy to see they're now putting the lights out at Memorial Park. I was riding my grandson past and he said, "Oh, they're putting the lights out." I said, "Oh, you are observant." And I said, "It is our taxes that are paying for that." "Oh, taxes? Is that what it pays for?" So we had a nice little discussion about that. But other than that, I do not have anything to say.
Great, thank you. Deputy Mayor?
There will be, I'm pulling this up on my email here. Atlantic County Bikeway West feasibility study. I know we had talked about, I brought that up a couple of times. I'm trying to find, there's going to be another meeting, and it will be done. We could probably put that out on the Nixle when that comes up. I'll double check on that, but that will continue the bike path west through our town, and I think it'll be a really, really a big boost for the town. Moving on from that, as Judy said, tree lighting November 27th at 6 p.m. The rain date is November 28th. Come down. It's always a good time. Hopefully we have great weather. Everybody's bellies are full from Thanksgiving and you get into the Christmas spirit. Santa will be there, but no direct contact. I'm sorry. He needs to stay safe. He needs to stay healthy. He's got a lot of work to do. The lake is being lowered. We have permission to lower it starting today through February 15th, I believe. It's only going to be lowered about 3 feet. It's just so that lakefront homeowners and business owners, whatever, can get out there and clean things up, do some repairs, whatever. The plan is the green team is going to do a cleanup on December 11th, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to come down and help out with the green team, get some things cleaned up out in the lake. It's amazing what you'll find out there. Especially nowadays, cell phones, all kinds of neat stuff and gadgets. Dickens of a Holiday Craft Fair, Saturday, December 4th, 10 a.m., 4 p.m. Come on down. There'll be a craft fair in the park and then over in the library, I believe, and at the church there. All 3 locations, always a good time. Come down, have a good time, and buy some gifts for everybody for Christmas. And just want to say no more meetings until after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a safe holiday. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. And Reagan, Maddie, miss you, love you. Hope to see you soon.
All right, Mr. Kishard.
Yes, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and that you stay well. That's all I have.
Thank you. Committeeman Cheek.
Yes, first of all, congratulations to the Mojo ball hockey team. Just to add to that story, those gentlemen are between 18 and 25. The Mays Landing Lakers football teams, there's 4 teams. Every one of the 4 qualified for the playoffs.
Fantastic.
Only 4 communities qualify for the playoffs. The Pee Wee and the varsity lost in the first round. The taxi squad, which I was at that game, lost in the finals in the last 5 seconds. And the JV came in first. So when you see the Mojo, now you see the younger ones that are following that right on up. Very good for our community to see that kind of. My kids were athletic, very athletic, and it's just nice to see that it continues to move on up. That, and I wish everyone a very happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I'll just begin. Sorry, my back's bothering me a little bit tonight, but I'll just begin by saying, first of all, congratulations on the election.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I see our committee woman-elect, Sue Hopkins, in the audience. Congratulations, Sue. Rodney, great election, great effort. We appreciate you. Appreciate everything you've done here on Township Committee. Congratulations to the victors. Well-run campaign. Nice to see a campaign that was run on both sides completely above board. And nice to see it in the rearview mirror. So congratulations to Richard and Sue. Veterans Day. I had the pleasure of attending and speaking at the Veterans Day ceremony again this year. It was extremely well attended. The weather was fantastic. I want to thank, first of all, our fire department, our rescue squad, our first responders, police department had a great showing, and of course, Public Works for the great job they did setting it up and breaking it down. Great ceremony. Frank Williams, one of our very own, received a very distinguished honor. It was again, well attended, great ceremony. And anytime we can celebrate those that have put themselves out there to support and ensure that we have the freedoms that we enjoy every day as a nation, I think it's a great thing. And I happened to hear a commentator on a sports show for a hockey game later on that evening, and they were honoring a war veteran. And he said, we could do this every day. And it's absolutely the truth. My suggestion to you and my suggestion to the St. Vincent children that were in attendance that day was to go home and ask a loved one, ask an uncle, ask a cousin, ask a grandfather or father about their experience, and make sure that they tell them how much they appreciate what they've done for them with their service. So very nice event, and I thank the Veterans Day Committee for putting it on. It was nice to see, we got in our packets that the Leapy expansion was approved. The application was approved for a $600 loan. It is now pending passage of legislation appropriation. So,
Yay.
$600?
what did I say?
Reread that.
$600,000. I told you my back's been bothering me. Started out early this morning. $600,000. So I appreciate the effort put forth. Anytime we could look for these types of grants and go after this, obviously, if this makes it through the legislation appropriation, it's money that's going to offset what the taxpayers would do to expand recreation in Hamilton Township anyway. So appreciate the effort put forth to get us this far, and hopefully it makes it through the final passage and we end up with that loan. So,
Mr. Mayor, can I add a comment?
Sure.
Comments? I just wanted to congratulate Cheek and Hopkins, right, on their win, and thank them for a clean campaign, which it was. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And say it to you privately, but what you did was a gentleman, and that's exactly what you should have done. And I appreciate the fact that I heard that you did that. So it's a product that shows how much class you have. So with that, I'd like to wish everyone, as was stated earlier, a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope it's filled with laughter and food and camaraderie. Please be safe. Happy Thanksgiving. With that, I will open it up.
1 minute. No.
We can go back to the gravelly run
Yes,
court.
and which I will recuse myself again.
I can wing it. Yeah, I can wing it if I
Okay,
know
go
the
ahead. Wing away.
name of the, is it Arawak? Who is it?
Arawak.
Want me to give it a try?
Yeah, go.
All right. Be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton to amend the award to Arawak for the 2021 road program to add Gravelly Run Court at an amount not to exceed $35,000. Funds are certified from Capital Ordinance 1960 of 2021, C04219600000902. Yeah, all right.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. I'll need a motion in a second and roll call.
Have a motion?
Second?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Bouchard?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Mayor Kane?
He abstains.
That's right. 4 yes, 1 abstention, motion carries.
Thank
All
you.
right.
With that being said, I will now open it up to the public. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak? Mr. Kerrigan, would you please step up?
I have a question about the tree lighting ceremony.
Sure.
Because of the pandemic, it shouldn't be held.
It shouldn't what, Jim? I'm sorry.
It shouldn't be held. It needs to be canceled.
Well, Jim, it's an outside event, and as you know, outside events are now permitted under the current situation we're in with the pandemic.
I wish.
And that's why they're protecting Santa Claus at all costs. Santa Claus can't be touched. But we had a beautiful ceremony in the park the other day that was outside and attended by many of our heroes in this town.
The 500 people in that park is too many.
I don't think I've ever seen 500 people there, but again, I'm sure that we will make sure that every precaution is taken, that they will wear the appropriate mask if necessary, and we have to get back to life, Jim. And at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing for this town, and it's going to go on.
I wish there was no pandemic, but it's still out there.
Me too, Jim. All of us do. Thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to speak? Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to close public comment.
I have a motion.
Second?
I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we do have a executive session. That executive session will include Teamsters Communication Officer's contract, and we have added personnel, which will include a discussion regarding Township Administrator.
Mayor, we can delete the Teamsters Communications Officer's contract at this time.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to delete that.
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second?
Second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, so at this point, will we be reconvening in public?
I don't believe there'd be a need to do that tonight.
Okay, so we will not be reconvening in public. Ms. Martino?
You want to roll call?
No, are you going to read your?
Be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hamilton that this meeting be adjourned to an executive session to discuss the following matter, which is exempt from public discussion pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, Township Administrator position, personnel. Be it further resolved that the governing body will not reconvene in public session to confirm the results of the executive session. Be it further resolved that the results of the executive session shall be made known as soon as the basis for confidentiality is no longer confidential.
I've got a question. Why aren't we opening it to the public after the executive session?
We can.
But when you come out of the closed session, you have to reopen it to the public before you can adjourn for the evening. So you do have that opportunity to do that.
We just made the announcement that there will not be action taken during the executive session.
Yeah. And I'm saying, why can't there be action taken?
Then I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session. We may or may not be coming out after executive session.
All right, so moved.
I have a motion.
Second?
Second. Read a roll call.
Mr. Chief?
Yes.
Mr. Short?
Yes.
Mrs. Link?
Yes.
Tally?
Yes.
Mayor King?
Yep. All right. We're in executive session.